America is often seen as a land of opportunity, innovation, and beautiful landscapes. But hidden behind the skyscrapers, national parks, and suburban neighborhoods are places facing serious environmental problems. Some of these locations have become so polluted that residents worry about the air they breathe, the water they drink, and even the ground beneath their feet. And trust me, the place at number 1 is far more shocking than anything you've seen so far. Let's begin. Number 7. Chester, Pennsylvania. Just a few miles outside Philadelphia sits a city that has spent decades fighting a pollution problem. At first glance, Chester looks like a typical American city, but many residents say the air tells a different story. For years, Chester became home to multiple industrial facilities, waste processing centers, and a large trash incinerator. The city has a population of only around 30,000 people, yet it hosts facilities that process enormous amounts of waste from surrounding regions. Residents and environmental groups have repeatedly raised concerns about air quality and pollution-related health issues. Many people argue that Chester has carried a disproportionate environmental burden compared to wealthier neighboring communities. What makes this story especially troubling is that many residents feel they had little say in how these facilities were concentrated in their city. And if you think that's bad, wait until you see a city where the air itself has become one of the biggest dangers. Number 6. Bakersfield, California. California is famous for beaches, sunshine, and Hollywood, but Bakersfield tells a very different story. Located in California's Central Valley, Bakersfield frequently appears on lists of cities with some of the worst air quality in America. The reason is a perfect storm of geography and human activity. The region is surrounded by mountains, which can trap polluted air close to the ground. Add emissions from vehicles, agriculture, oil production, and industry, and the result is a thick layer of smog that often lingers over the city. On certain days, residents can actually see a haze hanging in the distance. Millions of Americans worry about traffic pollution, but in Bakersfield, poor air quality has become a daily reality for many families. And while air pollution is dangerous, the next place is dealing with something even more disturbing, an environmental disaster that can literally be smelled from miles away. Number 5. The Salton Sea, California. Imagine standing beside a massive lake. Now imagine the shoreline covered with dead fish and a powerful odor filling the air. Welcome to the Salton Sea. The Salton Sea was accidentally created in 1905 when floodwaters from the Colorado River rushed into a dry basin. For decades, it became a popular vacation destination. Celebrities visited, tourists arrived by the thousands. But then, everything changed. As water levels began shrinking, large portions of the lakebed became exposed. Today, winds can pick up dust from those exposed areas and carry it into nearby communities. Environmental experts have warned that the dust may contain harmful particles from decades of agricultural runoff and other contaminants. What was once marketed as California's next great resort destination is now often described as one of America's most unusual environmental crises. But even that doesn't compare to what happened in the next city, where something people depend on every single day became a national scandal. Number 4. Flint, Michigan. Few American cities have become as closely associated with environmental disaster as Flint. In 2014, officials switched the city's water source as a cost-saving measure. What happened next shocked the nation. Without proper treatment, the new water source caused lead from aging pipes to leach into the drinking water supply. Lead exposure can be especially dangerous for children because it may affect development and learning. As residents complained about the water's appearance, taste, and smell, concerns grew into a full-scale public health crisis. The story quickly became national news. Government investigations followed. Millions of dollars were eventually committed toward replacing pipes and addressing the damage. Yet years later, Flint remains a symbol of what can happen when critical infrastructure fails. But if contaminated water sounds frightening, the top 3 places on this list involve pollution on an even larger scale, and one of them has earned a nickname so alarming that many Americans are shocked it exists at all. Number 3. Newark, New Jersey. Just across the river from New York City lies Newark, one of America's busiest transportation and industrial hubs. With major highways, shipping facilities, rail yards, and airports nearby, the city experiences significant pollution from traffic and industry. For decades, parts of Newark have also dealt with legacy contamination from older manufacturing operations. While the city has made major improvements in recent years, environmental challenges remain a concern for many residents. And if you think that's concerning, the next location is an entire region known worldwide for pollution. Number 2. Cancer Alley, Louisiana. Stretching along the Mississippi River between New Orleans and Baton Rouge is an industrial corridor often referred to as Cancer Alley. This area contains more than 150 petrochemical plants and refineries. For years, residents and environmental groups have raised concerns about air pollution and potential health risk associated with living near such a high concentration of industrial facilities. The debate over pollution in this region has attracted national and international attention, but even Cancer Alley isn't number 1, because the final location combines industrial decline, pollution, and urban decay on a scale few Americans have ever seen. Number 1. Gary, Indiana. Just outside Chicago sits Gary, Indiana. Once a booming steel manufacturing powerhouse, Gary helped build America's industrial strength, but as industries declined, many factories closed, jobs disappeared, and large sections of the city were left abandoned. Today, massive industrial complexes, vacant buildings, and contaminated sites serve as reminders of its past. While many residents continue working to revitalize the city, Gary remains one of the most striking examples of industrial decline in America. These places aren't dirty because people forgot to clean them. They're the result of decades of industrial growth, environmental mistakes, economic decline, and infrastructure failures. Some are improving, others are still fighting enormous challenges. Which of these places surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more fascinating stories from across America.